Hey beautiful people, welcome to the Gemini February Oracle Guidance.
Hey beautiful people, it's your girl Shakima. I'm just stopping in for a quick reading for my Gemini babies for the month of February 2020. And this is going to be a general reading for my Gemini sun, moon, and rising. Now, because this is going to be a general reading, it's not going to resonate with everyone. So if it doesn't resonate, guys, do just let it dissipate, okay? But if it does resonate and you'd like to go a little bit deeper, then definitely be sure to stay tuned to the very end, and I'll let you guys know how you guys can, connect with me for personal readings and things of that nature. Okay, all of that awesomeness being said, guys, we're going to go ahead and get straight into it. So I'm going to be utilizing the tarot to see what is going on for my Gemini baby. So we're going to have a look and see where you are, what path you're crossing, what was the past circumstances that led you to this present path, and the future outcome beyond February as you navigate through, whatever sort of unfolding for you guys. What is in the subconscious mind and what is in the forefront of the conscious mind as a result of. We'll also be able to close out the space with an angel answers oracle guidance to just give us an opportunity to, connect with the arcanian realms and see what our angels actually advise for us as we navigate through the month. Okay, all of that awesomeness being said, let's go ahead and get straight into the insight for you guys. What is the divine guidance for my Gemini baby spirit for the month of February 2020? What do they need to know? Okay, you guys have been fairly optimistic about your past romances, your past circumstances. It seems like there's been a lot of communication. There has been some action that may kind of cause one to be a little bit moody from time to time. There may be some selfish engagement in the past situation that left the other person feeling burnt out, feeling like they were betrayed and stabbed in the back. That you guys are really trying to move away from that situation because it was just keeping you guys in the short term focus of the dynamics with everything, and it feels as though there may be, some anxieties that's being released from that situation. Somebody's learning how to become a little bit more comfortable with the fact that they're in this environment, either with you or you're getting comfortable with the idea of being in this environment with this person, because I can see that you'll get to a place where you're a little bit more hopeful about, the way that you are putting your emotions into the different spaces, the way that you're dealing with your relationships. Basically, I can see that you're going to get to a place where you're a little bit more optimistic about it. It's a lot of hard work, but you feel like it's starting to pay off. It does feel like for some of you guys, there are going to be some situations where it feels like there's a lot of blocked energy. There may be third party situations that are very determined, and somebody's going to have to learn how to be disciplined. You may have to learn how to be patient, or the other person may have to learn how to be patient with you, but things will work out in your favor nonetheless. You will be able to kind of get to a place where you feel established. Family dynamics and circumstances may weigh you down from time to time. There may be a lot of tension surrounding that particular area where it causes you to feel like, there are lost opportunities because other people are relying on you. But you may be able to utilize that as an opportunity to persevere against the challenges that may show up. And you'll go through a rebirth of really tapping into that inner calling and just answering that call where you can stand up for yourself, because you're going through a spiritual recovery. You're recovering from creative blockages, but also creative blockages that were happening because you were being a little bit immature. You were letting your triggers determine the way that you reacted to situations, basically. And it seems as though you're now getting to a place where you're a little bit more open and spontaneous. You're letting some of your fears not necessarily hold you back anymore, because it seems like you're learning, you're being a little bit more open. The disappointments, you're learning how to be a little bit more conservative in the way that you put your feelings across to people, and you're trying to learn how to basically not project your own insecurities, but at the same time not let yourself be in a situation where you're carrying too much resentment for other people's projections of their own insecurities as well. It seems like you'll get to a place where you're just very calm, cool, calm, collected, guys, which is nice. It feels like you'll be at a place where you'll be getting a lot of downloads and you'll be doing a lot of things differently moving forward. It feels like there may be like a childlike sort of spirit that will be coming through. You may be getting some advice, or you may be giving advice to someone that is younger than you. or you may be receiving advice from someone that is younger than you on how to maybe approach certain situations that you thought were dead ends, basically. Okay. Moving forward, definitely going to be restrictions in terms of your romantic relationships. Some of your soulmate connections as well may be a little bit off. So there may be like really bitchy communication, really sharp communication. There's definitely going to be some communication breakdown so that things can become a little bit more balanced. Somebody needs to be able to basically speak about the things that they've been harboring, the feelings they've been carrying, so that they can go through a process of changing some of the, I guess, bad energy that you guys have been carrying in your relationship together. One person was being a little bit idealistic as well. The other person wasn't working as hard as they needed to within the relationship, and things didn't feel as balanced. And the other person's being very, very abrupt, basically, in their communication. And one person may feel lonely at times. This may be, this may be by personal choice. And at other times it may just be by lack of, planning. It may be poor planning that may sort of leave the situation feeling unconcluded, basically. There's a lot of indecisiveness that's going to be taking place because of one person's tendency to be a little bit selfish, unfortunately. And it's going to cause a lot of arguments because it's of course of the foundations that you guys are trying to lay. It seems like there's not really much of a true commitment to the expansion of the situation for you guys. It just feels like taking more L's, basically, for lack of a better way of putting it. Let's have a little look and see what's going on for you guys, though. Where are my Gemini babies for the month of February, and what crosses them, Spirit? Okay. So for you guys, you are at the place of, okay, for those of you guys, it feels like things are going to be going, you're going to get some wishes fulfilled. So for those of you guys that are entrepreneurs, those of you guys that have passion projects that you guys are doing, I can see that there is going to be a turning point for you in terms of your work situations, but it feels like there's going to be an imbalance in your work and personal life, because your work life is going to be expanding. Things are going to be in your favor. Doors that may have been closed to you in the past are going to start opening up, and it feels as though it's going to be bittersweet, basically. It's going to be bittersweet because your planning situation is going to be a little bit unstable in terms of how you're able to plan as a result. But I can see that you'll be happy. It's not a bad problem. The way that I'm hearing it, it's not a bad problem to have. You guys are happy to be able to be at this place where your career circumstances, if you will, is starting to look up for you guys, and it feels like you're going through a really significant transition in terms of your romantic relationships as well as your soulmate connections. As a result, there's just abundance for you guys all round. There may be times where your partnerships may have breakdowns in communication because it feels like, again, like I mentioned, it's against the values of the foundations that you guys are trying to build, but you guys have to be able to communicate. I think the communication is going to be the major factor, because being able to have all your eggs in all of these different baskets, from what I'm seeing, jack of all trades, masters of none, you don't want to be that. You want to be able to balance where you're putting your energy and make sure that you're putting your energy into places where it's going to be like a good return on your energetic investment. I can see that if you're optimistic about the situation, it's great to be optimistic, but you also have to be able to not let that optimism override your true values. Okay, definitely stay grounded, stay true to yourself in the process, so that you don't burn yourself out, so that you don't find yourself in situations where it feels like, you're taking anybody for granted, or anybody else is taking you for granted. You guys have to be able to really communicate what is going on here, because your work and personal life is going to be going through an imbalance throughout the month of February, due to the fact that you're going through a process where your community is being a little bit more solidified. Your friendships are becoming a little bit more expansive as you engage in your creative expression, and as your career situation starting to expand, your community is also equally expanding, so you're having less time for a personal life, and those are some of the things that you're going to have to learn how to manage. Okay, what is in the past trajectory for my Gemini babies coming into the month of February? Okay, So for you guys, what I'm seeing is that for you guys, you had been very, very guarded and self-protecting in the past because you've been indecisive. You've been confused. You haven't necessarily known, how am I supposed to deal with this situation? You've taken a lot of losses in the past. I can see that there has been some financial setbacks for you guys. And that may have been why you were so indecisive about what the next step to take should be. And I can see that, some of those setbacks that you had, those financial setbacks, it really affected your family, your home dynamics. But I can see that, with those situations, there was some disruption where at times, it's either you or the other person felt moody, or the people that you were engaging felt moody and was being really quite selfish, like I said. Again, I think this may have been your energy being selfish and moody. Because of your indecisiveness about the situation, where it felt like you had taken some knocks, basically, What is in the future trajectory for my Gemini babies for the month of February? Okay, so for you guys, you need to listen to your intuition to avoid disaster moving forward. Okay, so we've got the High Priestess, okay, which is a major arcana, and the Tower in reverse, again another major arcana, and at the bottom of the deck we've got the Magician. So this is a big one for you guys. You're going to have to learn how to utilize your tools. You're going to have to be very, very effective and resourceful as you navigate your way through to find the balance in this situation. But this is definitely something that's happening in the higher realms of things. You just have to listen to your intuition so that you can know how to avoid conflict and tension as you're getting this level up, basically, because that's what it is. You're getting a level up that is going to consume more of your energy in terms of your community, and your personal life is going to suffer. But as you go through the process of that, which seems to be a bit of a theme for you guys for a minute as well, to be fair, but as you go through that, you kind of have to make sure that you're as resourceful as possible and don't just look at the short-term aspect of situations in order to be able to really have this be a fulfilling blessing for you. You have to be able to let go of your anxiety about whether or not certain situations are going to be a short-term fix, because I can see that you will find an opportunity for yourself that is going to give you the kind of blessings that you're looking for. But you have to be able to, make sure that you're open to trusting certain relationships that may require you being able to make a connection through somebody else, through a friendship, basically. And I can see that you'll be contemplating maybe what feelings you are holding on to that may be impacting the way that you're building these relationships moving forward, and how to be a little bit more open and unreserved, if you will, about these new relationships that are going to be coming in as your career expands. Okay, what is in the subconscious mind for my Geminis? Okay, so subconscious mind, you guys are dealing with, again, financial losses. Those are the main things that you guys are looking at. How the financial losses of the past may be causing obstacles to your present circumstances, and how certain things that you weren't able to do in the past may be impacting your present circumstances. And because of that, you are going to find yourself from time to time being isolated because of poor planning. Like I said, communication is going to be key, because you're not going to be able to, you're going to struggle to be able to balance everything all at once, and that's the whole point of this transition that you're going through in February, to be able to avoid disasters. So just make sure that you're not carrying any baggage from your past situations. What do I mean by that? So make sure that you're not carrying your old dynamics, your old codependent ways of doing things in situations, because you might find yourself being lonely moving forward, because I don't think that that's necessarily serving you at this point. But Spirit's more or less trying to show you that you have the ability to do everything that you need. You just need to be able to learn how to connect to your intuition as you navigate through the process of it, and try not to be so abusive in your communication. When you're in your dark space, obviously Gemini dual signs and that, when you're in your dark space, when you're in your shadows, try not to be so confrontational, and don't speak that tension out there. Instead, utilize your tools, prepare yourself, and be a little bit more resourceful. Maybe allow for yourself to be emotionally connected before you actually engage in having certain conversations, or maybe allow for yourself to be detached from the outcome of certain situations before you have certain conversations, that type of thing. Okay, what is in the conscious mind for my Gemini babies for the month of February? As clearly as you can, please. Okay, so in the conscious mind, you guys are going through definitely feeling a lot of heartbreak about your blocked creativity. For some of you guys are going to be going through a separation, but it's with somebody that you have a codependent relationship with. This is a romantic relationship that is going to be going through a separation because of arguments, because of tension, because of disagreements. The way that you guys are communicating is a little bit too sharp and abrupt, and I can see that there's going to be a miscommunication and a breakdown in communication because of one person's feelings, where they just don't seem to be grateful. They seem to be ungrateful about the way that, you know, this family dynamics is shaping up, and because of that, the communication of that and the way that it is being communicated may cause a separation. Okay, and those are some of the obstacles that may be the very necessary obstacle that you're trying to navigate your way through, as far as like finding your feet with your career that is going through a significant change and learning how to balance your personal life. Okay, what is the divine guidance for my Gemini babies for the month of February, Spirit, as clearly as you can? So for you guys, Spirit has been clear that it has been up to you guys to get more information on how to be successful with certain situations. You do need to meditate on certain answers, you know, so that you can really identify why it's necessary for you to maybe take a different course of action in certain situations, and how it can benefit you maybe a year from now. But within the next couple of weeks, there is going to be a lot of improvements in terms of your romantic relationship. And the advice for you is to don't stop. There will be more opportunities moving forward. You just kind of have to be assertive about improving the health of the situation and look for the signs that things are changing over the course of the next 3 to 4 weeks. There will be a lot of helpful people, a network of people that will help the changes that are coming into being, and it may disrupt the process of your romantic relationship at times. So you may have to wait for the outcome of your romantic relationship, but just try to look at it from a place of positive intentions. All of these amazing changes that are coming your way, you just have to be communicative, you know, throughout the process of it. Okay, what is the divine guidance, Spirit, for my Gemini babies? Okay, so for you guys, Spirit is advising that you wait. Okay, there will be a separation, but it's okay for you to wait with the situation, and know that as you wait, there's no need to worry. Just ask your angels, because whatever's going on beneath the surface, as bad as it may look on surface, a separation, there are small signs that things are actually changing. You guys just need to recourse, and you're ready to be able to reconsider the way that things are showing up for you in terms of your romantic relationship, as your career is going to be going through an expansion. Okay, beloveds, I hope that that was useful for you guys. As per usual, guys, I'm sending you guys nothing but love, light, and positive intentions for the journey ahead. If you guys haven't already done so, definitely be sure to check out the link in the description box below. That way you guys can connect with me for personal readings, shadow work mentorship sessions, candles, oils. I've got programs that are going to be coming soon for you guys later this year, so definitely stay tuned for that. Be sure to comment down below and let me know how you guys have found the information. If the content has resonated with you, then definitely be sure to give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you like the content. Definitely share if you care, because there may be somebody that needs to hear this information as they navigate their way through the energies of the February, you know, waves that we're going to be navigating our way through. And also be sure to subscribe. That way you guys can join my tribe if you like my vibe, and definitely be sure to hit the notification bell below. That way you guys can be kept in the know for when I upload these awesome videos for you guys. Okay, beloveds, I'm gonna love you guys and leave it there for you guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, God bless and Ashay. Take care, guys. Mwah.
That's all, folks. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell for more.